I didn't say anything about there being no left-wingers. I'm a left-winger.
Yeah. So you're left winger, of course. The left wing spectrum has shifted. It's just whoever is on the left of a political belief and whoever's on the right of a political belief.
What does it mean to be on the left of a political belief, you absolute fucking moron? I'm a leftist and I can tell you why I'm a leftist.
Again, capitalism. We can go back to capitalism.
That was what I said, and you told me I was wrong.
But that capitalism is not the only thing that makes you left.
What else? Well, like, do you realize you tried to tell a leftist what leftism is, and you failed miserably? My friend, you're talking about something you have no earthly clue about to somebody who has covered this for decades. This is my problem with right-wingers. You're all incredibly fucking ignorant of everything, but you think you know what you're talking about.
Okay, Team you, Tommy Chong.
That's a good joke. I thought it was funny, but like, you accused me of throwing insults at you when like you were bereft of any kind of an argument. I'm like, I'm just talking to a fucking moron. Like, I can't help, like, I'm sure you're a nice dude, but like, don't try to talk about shit you don't know about.
Obamacare.
So you agree with me that leftism is defined in opposition to capitalism?
No.
Or as Google said, in opposition to hierarchies?
No. It is a spectrum. Left wing in general is a spectrum.
Okay, dude, but what is the spectrum based on? A spectrum of what, you dumb shit?
You're not opposed to capitalism.
Hey guys, Justin FREAKIN here. This is where the YouTube plug would usually be, but I replaced it in this video because I just want to warn you, this video is boring. If I was a viewer, I wouldn't want to watch it. It's like 50 minutes of this dude just not knowing anything but thinking he knows what he's talking about and me just being exacerbated by him. I wasn't even going to clip it and put it up on YouTube, but the dumbass is still in my comments arguing with me, acting like he won. He's bragging that I'm going to edit it out somehow. So no, I'm not going to edit it. Now I'm actually going to make it into a clip separately and put it up on YouTube just to show you how dumb you are. This man does not realize how fucking stupid he is. Another reason I didn't really want to put it up is because you might think I'm picking on someone with a mental deficiency. Honestly, the dude might have a learning disability, and I was pretty mean to him. So watch at your own risk, but I'd recommend you watch one of my other videos. But before you go, like the video, be sure to subscribe.
Well, I just think there should be some, if you're going to say there's no left wingers, then how's there going to be no right wingers? There's either left wing, central.
I didn't say anything about there being no left wingers. I'm a left winger.
Yeah. So you're left winger, of course. But I mean, Democrats are left wingers, right?
No. Well, I mean, there's the few leftists, nominally leftist people are in the Democratic Party, but overall it's a pretty center-right party.
Well, yeah. Typically they consider themselves left center, but the vast majority are left wingers.
No. And this was you and I having the discussion about what left wing means. Now, your response to me was that Google was left wing.
No. Was it Google or YouTube?
Or YouTube. Well, I mean, Google owns YouTube.
YouTube is vastly run, most of their moderators, and it's run by left wingers.
How can you make that statement?
I mean, if you look at their banned words list, a lot of them are buzzwords along with the left-wing parties.
Okay, this is probably not something you want to get into because, like, I have a strike on my YouTube channel right now. Like, right-wingers like to think that they get targeted on platforms, and that's not true. It's that advertisers want a sanitized brand of content that doesn't offend people. So it doesn't matter whether it's left wing, right wing, or whatever. Right wingers actually have some power in society, and that's why you hear them talking about getting censored. Just nobody pays attention to me because I'm a leftist. I don't have the same platform that right wingers have.
I think the beginning of this discussion started off with you mentioned that you think you're being censored by right wingers. Is that right? Was that no? Okay, I must
never
be
happened
mistaken on that.
Someone on my YouTube video said that I said in my video that right wingers block me, but I actually said right wingers mock me.
Oh, okay.
So it was just a stupid right winger that got triggered by me using the word right winger, and then they're just an idiot and didn't understand what I said.
Okay. So yeah, I thought you.
No. Right wingers block me. I don't block anybody. I'll have anybody on. I'll talk to anybody. That's why, like, right wingers constantly say that they're the free speech people, and they're the open-minded ones. But no, they are the ones that will. And I literally have them on video, like a MAGA supporter saying, like, "Oh, I block any leftist that comes into my channel," and he has me blocked after we had a debate. Nope, everything. Debated this guy named King Ginger a few weeks ago. He has me blocked on everything now because I schooled his ass. You guys are sensitive. Are you a right winger?
I would consider myself conservative, but taking the test.
But now, what does that mean? Because, like, Edmund Burke is nothing like the MAGA movement here in the United States.
Yeah. So what I was going to say is I would fall more under the category of libertarian right-leaning.
Okay, and what does that? How do you define the right? Because this is what you and I got into, and you took issue with.
Yeah. So I mean, so left, right. It's a generalization term. It's loosely attributed to referring to anyone either on the left side of the political spectrum or anyone who's on the right side of.
That's not a definition, man. That's not a.
Yeah, it's a general.
But what makes you part of the left? I explained this to you, and you thought I was wrong.
No, I'm not part of the left.
No. I'm saying what makes the general you part of the left. What makes someone of the left?
Now, what would make someone of the left? Gotcha. Like I said, it's a range of political ideologies that would.
Well, you brought up gun control, and then I quoted the two most famous leftists as very pro-gun.
And no, I don't remember that part. Which ones were that?
You said gun control. That was the one issue that you ever brought up when you and I were going back and forth. You said leftists were for gun control.
Yeah, it's a small topic there, bro. But generally,
you said leftists were for gun control. Marx said any attempt to disarm the proletariat must be exhausted by force if necessary. Mao said change must come through the barrel of a gun.
Okay, yeah. So
they were both very pro-gun.
Yeah, you're bringing up Marxism, socialism.
That's leftism.
Yeah, that is a spectrum. Of
no, that is leftism. I understand. The problem here is that there is no left in the United States. So you think what is nominally to the left of the fascists that we currently have controlling government is the left, but that's not how the political spectrum actually works.
Okay, so if
the CIA kills people on the left in this country.
On the left, the CIA?
Yeah. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr. We imprisoned Eugene V. Debs.
Yeah, I haven't looked too much into those topics, but back to what your question of definition would I mean, do you want to keep doing this, or do you want to move on to a different topic?
I mean, I defined leftism to you. It is a being adversarial to capitalism or free market solutions, being for
but
government
not
intervention
necessarily in
over market intervention.
Not necessarily in every
But it is.
not in-
That's literally what it is. It's how the term is defined. Now, you presented me with the Google definition, which said being against hierarchies, and I'm like, that's what the capitalism is. It's the hierarchy.
Yeah, so Clinton would be considered under left.
Clinton was literally what he called a third way Democrat, where he said, I am fiscally conservative and liberally or socially liberal.
Okay, but he falls into the category.
Was very right wing, was a right wing politician.
Clinton?
Yes.
Clinton was okay.
A right wing politician. He believed in market solutions. That's what right wing means.
What about Obama?
Very right
What
wing.
would he fall under?
Very right wing. He talked like a leftist to get elected and then governed by giving bailouts to the banks.
And so Obamacare is a right wing thing?
Oh, absolutely, because that was a plan that was invented by the Heritage Foundation.
Yeah.
Originally implemented by Mitt Romney, a Republican in Massachusetts.
That's wild. That's wild. Okay. Well,
Did you not know that? Or do you think I'm stupid and I'm bullshitting you right now?
It's
Do you know what the Heritage Foundation is?
as equal. It's advertised as equal medical aid for everyone, right? That's what it was advertised as, right?
No, it was advertised as the Affordable Care Act, and it had like 5 or 6 major points, and you probably can't even tell me what it does.
It was supposed to be affordable for everyone, right?
It was supposed to provide health insurance to 20 to 30 million more people through a market exchange where they subsidized health insurance companies.
Yeah, I mean, and we all know it failed, but
Well, it didn't. It curbed the rate of premium increase. You would be paying a hell of a lot more for your insurance right now, absent it. And you don't know any of the provisions of Obamacare, do you?
Well, I mean, I didn't look too much into it.
You didn't. So you're going to tell me it failed and you know nothing about it.
Failed?
You told me it failed.
Failed what?
You said it failed. You said Obamacare failed.
Oh, it failed. Yeah, no, yeah, Obamacare failed.
But you don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I know it failed. That's for sure.
How did it fail?
Nobody's using it. I mean,
what do you mean nobody's using it? Like 20 million more people got health insurance, and guess what? It allowed allowed students to stay on their medical care until they were 26. Before Obamacare, it was 18. So if you're still in college, you can stay on your parents' insurance until you're 26. That's fucking huge. It eliminated lifetime limits. So before, you used to buy a plan, and a health insurance company would say, oh, you've got a $5 million lifetime limit. And then you got cancer and you'd hit that $5 million, and the insurance company would be like, oh, tough shit. Obamacare eliminated that. Obamacare eliminated what they called pre-existing conditions. So if I didn't have health insurance and I had some, heart defect or something, then if I went and signed up for insurance, I would have like a astronomical copay because I had a pre-existing condition. Obamacare eliminated that. People love Obamacare. People just don't know that they love Obamacare.
7.2% of the U.S. population that has Obamacare. Would you call that a success?
What do you mean?
7.2% of the population. In 2005, 7.2% of the population of the United States citizens are enrolled under Obamacare. Would you call that a success?
What year did you just say?
7.2% of U.S. population is enrolled under Obamacare in 2005.
Well, 2005, Obamacare wasn't a thing.
Last year.
Oh, in 2025. Well, that is people enrolled in the exchange.
Under the Affordable Care Act.
That's the people. You know what I'm saying when you say the exchange. Those are people that didn't have health insurance beforehand. So you're saying 7% of the population has health insurance, and I told you it was about 20 million more people. Guess what? Guess what? About 7% of the population is.
Okay. So you're saying
So those people didn't have health insurance before Obamacare. I would say all of those people think it's a success. And then once again, all the people that do have health insurance that have their plans through their employer or have their plans through their employer, they benefit from all of the things I just named to you. Do you think pre-existing conditions should be a thing?
repeat that?
Obamacare eliminated pre-existing conditions.
Yeah, okay.
People, besides the 7% on the market, because that's what you're talking about when you say are on Obamacare, you're saying the market exchange. But everyone who has a health insurance plan that's provided by their employer that they pay out of pocket for benefits from provisions of Obamacare like pre-existing condition, lifetime coverage, kids being able to stay on their insurance until they're 26, their parents' insurance through 26. See, everybody benefited from that.
Okay.
So now what was bad about the ACA?
I mean, the rates. You had to pay out of pocket.
Once again, what do you mean pay out of pocket?
You would have had to pay out of pocket for whatever you needed with Obamacare. A lot more than if you were to have any of the other insurance plans before that.
No. The exact opposite of that. All data proves this. My friend, you're talking about something you have no earthly clue about to somebody who has covered this for decades. This is my problem with right-wingers. You're all incredibly fucking ignorant of everything, but you think you know what you're talking about.
Okay, Team Tommy Chong.
That's a good joke. I thought it was funny, but like you accused me of throwing insults at you when like you were bereft of any kind of an argument. I'm like, I'm just talking to a fucking moron. Like I can't help, like I'm sure you're a nice dude, but like don't try to talk about shit you don't know about.
Obamacare. I mean, you've shifted the argument, so I mean,
you're the one that brought up
we're no
Obamacare.
longer on the topic of what a left winger is.
I would love to go back to that. You're the one that brought up Obamacare. God damn, man, stop being so stupid. You make it too easy. You don't know what a left winger is. You're literally talking to a left winger. Someone who went to school for political philosophy, who studied this shit, and you're trying to tell me what left wing means. Do you not realize it? You in my comment section, you're like, oh, I'll school you, princess, without even thinking, like, man, even if you thought you were smarter than me, which you certainly aren't, like, I've been doing this for 6 years. I take on all comers. You literally thought you were good enough to get on here. Wouldn't think I have a home field advantage. It would make you look fucking stupid, like I'm doing right now. No self-awareness.
It's like an insane asylum is what you're doing.
Do I? I'm mocking you, dude. Why have opinions on shit you don't know about?
I'm mocking you too, buddy. Mocking you too.
How are you mocking me for what? Timu Tommy Chong was a funny fucking joke, though. I'll give you that.
No, appreciate it.
But how else are you mocking me? I'm not the stupid one here.
I mean, you believe that, what, you're not part of the left wing?
How many times do I have to state I am a leftist? You believe you're not part of the left wing? What a stupid fucking comment to make back to me when I've told you I'm a leftist like 5 times. That's why I say you people are dumb. Bro.
Conversation to remember what your idiotic responses were.
You asked me earlier and I said, no, I am a leftist. In the beginning of this, I am smoking weed. I have taken several bong hits. I am ripping a vape and I still remember what I said 10 minutes ago. You don't remember what I said 10 minutes ago when you asked me a fucking question. And I'm stoned as shit right now. How embarrassing is that for you?
That's your whole argument. That's your whole argument. You think all left-wingers are opposition of capitalism. So you're in opposition of capitalism.
I am for a mixed, regimented economy. My chat would tell you that I'm pretty shit lib.
You're not left-winger.
I am on the left wing, but I'm back towards the center.
But you
Stop telling me what I believe, you dipshit.
I mean, I'm asking you, do you oppose capitalism?
In a lot of forms, yes.
No. In a lot of forms.
But technically, okay, like you couldn't even define capitalism, I'd guess. What do you think it is?
It's not communism. It is a form of exchange that is mostly a control of the public. Less government control over wages and exchange.
Okay, so the actual definition is private ownership of the means of production. You're somewhat correct. But what private ownership of the means of production comes down to is that rich people get to make the money. See, you don't have capital. I get a lot of people want to talk about like, oh, the government shouldn't have control of my capital. Well, you don't have capital because capital is actually defined. Let me look it up here for you. It is the, oh god, there's so many different owned by an organization, available or contributed for a practical purpose such as starting a company or investing.
Private owners of companies and business.
Brother, you can't even say ownership and you think you're like smart enough to have a conversation with me.
I mean, you think that you're a left winger, but
I do
not opposed to capitalism, and you believe that that's all left wingers?
I believe that the government should provide us with government-owned healthcare. Like, you don't even know what any of this shit means, and you're trying to tell me what I believe. So yeah, I am opposed to capitalism in a lot of ways.
I'm asking you.
I believe that our government should run the energy. I think we should, I think the people through our government should own all the oil and coal. I don't think some billionaire should be able to own a resource that comes from the ground. We should operate that as a profit for the people, and you do that through the government. So I don't think there should be private oil companies. I believe when it comes to manufacturing, I think that would be better left in the hands of a public entity. I think the government should step in and facilitate the workers owning their own company. That'd be more like a socialism kind of deal. That's a worker co-op. And then I believe people like me and like Rob Noah got on this because I said people like me, but I do bullshit, man. I make fucking commercials for people.
You'd be a central left leaning then.
Stop telling me what I am. You don't know shit about the political spectrum. That's my point.
You would fall under the spectrum.
You don't know shit about anything.
I mean, am I wrong?
Well, I told you that earlier that I'm more back towards the center, but I'm still a leftist.
Exactly. You are a left wing.
So you agree with me that leftism is defined in opposition to capitalism?
No.
Or as Google said, in opposition to hierarchies?
No. It is a spectrum. Left wing in general is a spectrum.
Okay, dude, but what is the spectrum based on? A spectrum of what, you dumb shit?
You're not opposed to capitalism.
I'm not opposed to anything, man. Like capitalism, communism, socialism, they're just terms that we label different things. They have different functions. All economies are mixed economies. I don't think you understand this in any way, shape, or form, and you think you're explaining something to me.
This is how you do your debates. You just talk over them. Is that how you think you win every time?
What do you have to add to the conversation, brother? What exactly is your point
Talk
here?
over them every single time.
What is your point?
My point is, you are mostly in favor of capitalism.
Probably not mostly. Most people would say no. Wanting to take over the entire energy and healthcare sectors is not mostly in favor of capitalism. Wanting to socialize our manufacturing is not being mostly in favor of capitalism.
Okay.
You've got nothing, man. But see, like my point of view not represented anywhere. That's why I'm independent. See, I've worked in media my entire life. Every boss I've ever had has been a Republican. People like you probably think the media is incredibly liberal, which liberal is a right-wing position, which, if you look it up, believes in democracy, equality, and market solutions.
A liberal is a right wing?
Yes.
Wow.
Brother, let me give you the definition.
Brother, your nose is bigger than your mind.
Willing to respect or accept behavior or opinions different from one's own, open to new ideas. Relating to or denoting the social philosophy that promotes individual rights, civil liberties, democracy, and free enterprise. Does that sound right-wing to you? Individual rights, civil liberties, democracy, and free enterprise.
This sounds like equality. Is that right?
So are you a liberal?
No, I don't think so.
You don't believe in the things I just mentioned?
What you just mentioned, that would be equality.
Individual rights, civil liberties, democracy, and free enterprise. You don't believe in those four things?
No, I believe in those. Yeah, sure. Individual.
That's what a liberal is. So you're a liberal.
No, that's that. No. The spectrum of liberalism has.
You keep saying spectrum, dude. It's meaningless. What the fuck?
Spectrum. The spectrum. You have.
So is gender, and you probably don't believe that.
How is gender a spectrum?
Holy shit, dude.
So
my cock's a lot bigger than yours. That's a fucking spectrum.
If you were to take two skeletons, a male and a female, how would they determine what gender they are?
Huh?
Huh? Did I stutter?
I don't understand your question, sir.
If you take two skeletons, a male and a female, how would they determine what gender?
If you already know they're a male and a female, what the fuck?
No, there's two skeletons, they don't know, but one is female.
You just said one's female, one's male.
Oh my gosh, buddy. Are you having a hard time keeping up?
Brother, okay, so what if it's a skeleton of somebody who had XXY chromosomes? How are they going to determine that they had that?
By their pelvis.
You're going to determine what chromosomes they had by their pelvis.
What gender they were by their pelvis.
What if they were XXY chromosome?
Can a man give birth to a child?
What if they're XXY chromosome?
If they were born man. If they're born male.
What does born male mean? Brother, what you don't understand is there are people born with both sex organs, no sex organs, everything in between. There are people born with penises so small that doctors think they're clits, and clits so big that doctors think they're penises, that we have that's the spectrum, my friend. But you keep saying spectrum. I give you a literal spectrum that you can see and observe with your eyes, and you don't believe it actually exists.
What you just mentioned, sir, are disorders.
No, they're not.
Disorders,
Brother, is you having a 3-inch penis isn't a disorder.
Yeah, it's just a micro penis. That's just genetics.
Yeah, me having a big swinging schlong, that's not a disorder, my friend. That's just how it works out on a spectrum.
But if you had a small genital, they wouldn't assign you as female.
They do all the time. That's what people like you don't understand. That yes, there are people that are in a gray area that get assigned one or the other, and then they grow up and they don't want to be that.
I mean, that's just
facts.
You're talking about delusional at that point.
What do you mean delusional?
But back again, answer my question: can a man give birth to a baby?
What is a man?
He had.
How are you defining man? There are people that actually identify as men that have male chromosomes, that were born with male chromosomes and have female genitalia and can give birth. Now, what do you do with that information?
Hermaphrodites. Those are hermaphrodites.
That's not a hermaphrodite.
And they still
it's like Kepler's syndrome or something like that.
Or the chromosomes of a female. There's not both mixed.
No. There are like 7 different combinations of the sex chromosomes. Again, you're talking about something you do not understand. This is my problem with right-wingers. You're all fucking ignorant of everything.
They would most likely be deformed.
Why have opinions on things you don't know about?
Again, can a man with genitals, a penis, give birth to a baby? Why?
Nobody with a penis is giving birth, dude.
Why or why not? Yes or no, why or why not?
You can't push a baby out of penis. God, what? Why do you people obsess over this and then get it so fucking wrong?
Would not be able to birth a baby's cranium through the canal. It wouldn't fit.
My friend, you are so goddamn stupid.
What I said, you had 2 skeletons, and they would determine which one was female and which one was male by their pelvis.
What does this matter?
If you were to take the skull of a baby, it would not fit through the pelvis of a male pelvis. The female pelvis is larger so that the skull of a baby could fit.
You do know that archaeologists get it wrong. I mean, it's pretty rare, like 5% of the time, 6% of the time, but they get it wrong. Like, you're talking about something, like, do you know anything about archaeology? Do you have any background in archaeology?
Okay, so you're switching up the argument then.
No, I'm not. I'm saying, do you know anything about the topic you're speaking on? I'm trying to get you to understand you're an idiot.
I will give it to you. No, I don't.
I don't go and talk to people about football because I don't know shit about it.
Archaeology. But I do know enough.
I know enough to tell you that archaeologists get it wrong about 6% of the time.
I do know.
When they try to gender somebody, and that they will make determinations by their clothes and their context clues around them later. You know nothing about archaeology.
Can I? Okay, so tomorrow I can identify as a woman. Is what you're getting at?
No.
No, why not? Why can't I identify?
I mean, what does it mean to identify as a woman? If you're trying to attack my trans friends, which I have many of, they are women. Science has proven that their brain chemistry is more like a woman. If we're talking about a male to female trans person, they've done studies on this. Their brain chemistry is that of a woman. They were just born in the wrong body, and that happens, man. There are people that are born with a disorder where they feel like their arm doesn't belong.
Stance on this. I'm trying to understand your whole stance on this. Tomorrow, can I identify as a woman? Yes or no?
No.
And why
That's
not?
stupid.
Why not?
Because you're not a woman, dude.
Why am I not a woman?
Have you presented yourself as a woman? Have you struggled with this all your life? Have you talked to psychologists about this?
I mean, you don't know that, do you?
I don't, but I'm pretty sure based on what you're saying that you haven't, because you're goddamn ignorant of the subject.
What if I have? What does it take to be a woman then?
What you don't understand is every time scientists try to define woman, when they put a box around it, someone can always present a outlier that like, oh, well, that is a woman, but they don't fit this definition we created. Because you understand man, woman are just labels that we are giving naturally occurring phenomenon, right? It's just shit we made up.
Wrong. Would it be female human being is a woman? Yes or no?
What?
Definition of a female is that a definition of a woman is that a female human being.
What's a female?
Exactly. What is a female?
You tell me. You seem to know.
That's why I've been trying to ask.
Every time you define female, I can give you something. I can give you an example that doesn't fit inside that box. What I'm wanting to know is why are you so concerned with this?
I struggled with my identity and went to a doctor and all that. I struggle with my identity. That's what it takes to be a woman.
Do you struggle with your identity?
Maybe, I don't know.
Do you have issues?
What kind of issues?
You tell me, man. Why are you being like this?
No, okay.
Because I'm genuinely curious. Right wingers are obsessed with trans people. Do you look at trans porn and hate yourself after?
We're obsessed with trying to understand. That's what it is.
No, you're not obsessed with trying to understand. You're obsessed with trying to demonize people. You're not trying to understand at all.
No. I'm not trying to.
Yes.
No.
Because I'm explaining it to you and you're not listening and trying to comprehend. You're trying to respond back to me and trying to invalidate trans people. So you can't come in here and act like you're good faith.
I'm trying to understand. You haven't explained to me. I'm not attacking anyone.
I have explained to you.
Well, okay. Well, I still don't understand.
I know because you're stupid. So I'm asking you if you are self-aware enough to understand that you don't understand the topic. Why would you have opinions on it?
I mean, okay, so I'm a man. Why am I a man?
Because you are a man. You have predominantly what we call masculine traits.
You're not identified as anything. You've already.
But no, it's not. You can identify as anything. We're talking about people.
You've already labeled me as a man. Beginning of this topic.
You are a man because you present as a man.
How do I present as a man?
Because you're predominantly masculine traits.
Okay. And what makes me predominantly masculine?
I don't know. I don't actually find you all that masculine, to be honest with you. I'm definitely the alpha in this conversation.
Okay, fair enough. That's fine. That's fair enough. But you've already determined that I'm a man. I haven't.
I didn't. That's the way you present, correct?
The way I present.
Would you have gotten upset with me if I called you ma'am?
That's how that wouldn't be the worst thing anybody's ever called me. It wouldn't it wouldn't get under my skin.
I'm sure people have called you worse, I'm certain.
Well, yeah, I mean that's not even an insult.
So like we're getting nowhere. What is your point here?
Exactly.
Man?
We're getting nowhere.
Like I told you that gender is a spectrum and you got triggered by that notion.
I have hormones. My pelvic region is not wide enough to birth a baby. Genitals. That's just a fact. Got a penis and genitals. Low boys. Lower. I mean, kind of.
Okay, hold on. Can you agree that I have way more testosterone than you?
Before I ever even identified as anything.
Can you agree that I have way more testosterone than you? Do you see my facial hair? Do you hear my deep voice? Do you
I mean,
You see
you
this
got
this
teeth
fucking
buds,
rug on my
yeah, It
chest.
looks like you can't even grow a full beard, but that's
I look like I can't grow a full beard. Are you serious? This is why people think you're fucking stupid.
why? Because I've pointed out the fact that you can't grow a full beard, and you have a squeaky voice.
What reality are you living in?
The reality of Earth. I'm on Earth. Come back to Earth.
Yeah, brother, where I have a fucking bushy ass beard that I have a hard time keeping up with. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You have a hard time keeping up with. Okay. So we're on the debate of beards now.
I have more testosterone than you. No two men have the same testosterone level, right?
My third leg is bigger than your arms.
No two men have the same amount of testosterone, right? It's on a spectrum.
Sure, that's an agreeable. That's a good.
It's on a
I
spectrum.
mean, of course.
Testosterone's one of the main things that determines.
But they're all men. Sure, there's a spectrum of.
Oh, you don't know men produce estrogen, do you?
Can give birth to a baby.
You know you produce estrogen, right?
A baby. I'm sorry.
You know you produce estrogen,
everybody
right?
has a certain level. That's very minute.
Yeah. And some people produce more estrogen than others. There are men that produce more estrogen than they produce testosterone.
And would that change the size of their pelvis?
Would that change the way they present, perhaps?
The answer is no. Would that?
What does the size of their pelvis have to do with any fucking thing, man? So I'm telling you that you have an external factor, testosterone and estrogen.
Chop them off and turn them inside out. They would
What?
Because they would never be able to give birth to a woman.
Brother, you are not wanting to understand. You're just trying to make an ignorant ass point.
No, I'm just trying to point out facts. These are facts. No amount of estrogen would change the fact that you have genitalia of a male.
Okay, who cares? Trans women like their penises, dude.
Can they give birth to a baby?
What does that have to do with anything?
It has to do with gender.
So your definition of a woman is whether they can give birth or not.
They identify as a woman.
So giving birth is the only factor in what a woman is.
That does not change the dimorph as their body.
Giving birth is what you define a woman as, right? Because you're leaving a hell of a lot of people out that you would consider women.
That's just one of the things that you can do as a woman.
It's one of the many things in the spectrum. We're talking about a spectrum here, but you're focused on one thing as if it's a gotcha.
I mean, okay, we can look at their brain.
Well, I tried to explain hormone levels to you because and yes, we can look at their brain because their brain chemistry says they're women. I said this to you earlier. Science has done studies on them and said that trans women's brains, their brain chemistry looks far more like women. So now what you got to say?
Do they? Do they?
Yes. I can show you the study.
I don't think that's fact. I don't.
Well, I don't care if you don't think that's fact. It is, and I can show you the fucking study. And your ignorance is our problem again. Because you're not doing this in good faith. You're trying to invalidate trans people.
Structure is more dense. A man's bone structure.
Man, be honest with me. Your entire project here is to try to invalidate trans people, not to understand, correct?
My entire project. No, that's not my entire project. That's not what I came in here with the argument for. No.
Yeah, but just as soon as I told you gender is a spectrum, man, you totally pounced on that. Because you think it's a winning argument for you, even though it's not. Because you certainly wanted to get off of whatever we were talking about before, because you were losing that one.
If that's what you're getting at, that's not the topic I was intending to go to. I didn't come in here with any notion of talking about trans people.
You jumped on it when I brought it up.
That's what you brought up. You moved.
I gave it as an example when we were talking about spectrums.
Right, you moved it.
So yeah, let's go ahead. What is a left winger? How do you define a political spectrum? Left and right. What makes us different? If you're right wing and I'm left wing.
The term was coined during the French Revolution. You know that?
Yes, I said it to you multiple times in the YouTube chat.
In the YouTube panel, you said it once. I kind of skipped over that. It wasn't an important topic at the time. But yeah, it was for the
When I even told you, I gave you the etymology of the word. Yes, yes.
whoever was for the veto privilege sat on the right. Whoever was against it sat on the left. And
What was the French Revolution about?
the French word is égal, meaning equal. Equilibrium.
Are you drunk? Sound like Pete Higgs over here.
Maybe a little bit. Are you jealous?
No. Light one up, tip one back. Yeah, the chat is bored with you. Like, man, you're not smart. And I can't believe you had the audacity to think you were going to come in here and show me up.
We haven't come to a conclusion on anything. There hasn't.
No, I'm right and you're wrong. I mean, and I know what I'm talking about and you don't. That's clear.
You're wrong too. There hasn't been a conclusion.
I know what I'm talking about. You don't. I mean, do you have a point you want to make?
The point is, came into the discussion. There's either left-wing politics, there's central, and there's right-wing.
Okay, yeah, it's a spectrum. Cool.
The left wing is a spectrum.
And what makes you over on the left? The general you.
Again, it shifts through. It shifted throughout history. The left wing spectrum has shifted. It's just whoever is on the left of a political belief and whoever's on the right of a political belief.
What does it mean to be on the left of a political belief, you absolute fucking moron?
Okay, I mean, should I just start naming off different topics? There's a whole spectrum of things. There's some things that the right are vastly in favor of, which the left are not. And there's some things that the left are in favor of that the right are not. You're either on the left of things, on the right of things, or
what makes one on the left of things? What makes one on the right of things? I'm a leftist and I can tell you why I'm a leftist.
Again, capitalism. We can go back to capitalism.
That was what I said, and you told me I was wrong.
But that capitalism is not the only thing that makes you left.
What else?
You can be in favor of capitalism and be on the left.
It's more or less you're willing. If you are more willing to use government than you are free markets, you're on the left.
Again, you can be in favor or oppose capitalism, but still be on the left.
How? Because left is literally defined by your opposition to capitalism.
I mean, there's a whole slew of different topics that
you can't fucking articulate it, you dumb shit. You don't know what left and right means. And you had all day to even look this up. You talk shit in my comments. So you coming on here, but no, I really want to know why was me, because you weren't the only one that said it. Why was me saying right wing in my little bumper? Why did that trigger you?
It didn't trigger me. You said
it made you comment. Why?
Capitalism is what makes you left or right wing. It's not.
I said that, and you told me I was wrong.
Yeah, you said that, and you're wrong.
Why am I wrong?
Who are in favor of capitalism.
You what?
There are Democrats that are in favor of capitalism, right?
Democrats aren't on the left. That's my point.
They're left wing.
No.
Central left.
No. No.
Yeah. Yes.
No. Did you look up the political compass test like I told you to?
I do not recall you actually telling me to that.
I said it multiple times. I know you don't recall because you're fucking stupid, man. Like, you weren't even reading what I was telling you. You weren't trying to comprehend. Like, you told me like you're trying to understand, but you're not. You're not trying to understand at all. You're not even listening to the things I'm saying. So why would you bullshit me?
listening.
Like, if you just want to, talk shit, then admit you just want to talk shit. So here is the political compass test. You can see Bernie Sanders in the center. See Trump all the way up there in the top right. And you can see most of the Democratic Party solidly on the right.
Hang on. Let's do that. Am I still on the call?
Yeah, you're still here.
All right. Oh, I'm not. I'm not live. I'm not on your live. Skip to live. Okay. All right. I'm looking.
Now, when I took the political compass test, I ended up way down here. Because I think the only thing that the government should do is provide for the general welfare, health care, social programs, UBI, shit like that. I have 2024 somewhere, but the 2020 was the one I had handy. I'm sorry, Byronic. I will hang up on him. I'm making a point. He's really slow, though. Well, like, do you realize you tried to tell a leftist what leftism is, and you failed miserably?
You're left wing, but you're mostly in favor of capitalism.
I'm not. Again, holy shit, this is like the third time I've had to correct you on the same thing. I'm not mostly in favor of capitalism.
By what you told me, it's...
No, I told you the exact opposite. That I think the government should nationalize healthcare and energy, the oil industry, the coal industry, the wind, solar power industries, and I think they should facilitate the socialization of all manufacturing in this country. That is not being mostly capitalist.
Energy.
So what I'm saying to you isn't sinking in, or you're too stupid to comprehend. So can you do me a favor, man? Can you just stop having opinions on politics? Because you're fucking dumb. Don't vote. God, don't vote. Or vote third party. Vote libertarian. Fuck. I'm all about, yes, vote third party. Totally into it. Never vote for any of the two parties. Only vote third party. Vote libertarian all day long. I love you for it.
I mean, that would be great. Libertarian would be great.
Do it. No, it wouldn't. Because the Libertarian Party is just full of dipshits like you.
Like who?
Like you. You don't know. You're ignorant as shit. You don't know fuck about anything, but you're confident in your opinion. It's embarrassing. Yeah, I ask you like, oh, what a left winger is, and you're like, it's someone that's on the left of an issue. That was your response, man. That's how dumb you are. I appreciate you calling in, though. You got nothing. You were a good sport about it. At least you're too dumb to know how embarrassed you made yourself.
I appreciate the time.
Do sub to the channel so maybe you can learn something. Have a good. Like, what kind of? Give me something you're into. Give me your best. Give me your hottest musical take.
Well, I don't know, 90s, 80s rock musical.
I said, give me your hottest musical take. Give me an opinion that like people will come at you with pitchforks.
I'm a big music fan.
You're not a music fan?
Not like a hardcore music fan.
Okay, give me your hottest movie take.
Lawless. I like Lawless.
You know, give me an opinion that like, God damn, man.
Your question.
Do you have kids?
Vague. Question is very vague.
Your hottest take on something is vague?
Yeah, that's a pretty vague question.
Is it?
Mad Max. I'd say Mad Max Fury Road was a great one. Is that good enough answer?
I mean, it was a good movie. I don't know if that's a hot take. Yeah, I'm asking for an unpopular opinion.
Oh,
that you have about a movie.
Okay, so that's a there you go. That's a better question to ask. Unpopular opinion. Waterworld.
You liked it?
Yeah, I liked it. But that's an unpopular opinion, right?
That is an unpopular opinion. What'd you like about it?
It was entertaining. This sci-fi aspect of it.
Okay. Well, we know the kind of mind that is entertained by Waterworld now, so learned something today.
I mean, there was a lot who liked it. Okay, here's an unpopular take. The Thing. The Thing gained popularity in recent times. I thought The Thing was a great movie, but because of the time, critics gave it bad reviews is what made it unpopular.
I'm not sure I'm familiar with was it a 40s horror movie? The Thing?
80s, I'd say 80s. 80s.
80s. Oh, they probably remade it or something.
Yeah, it's a remake. There's a remake.
Oh, John Carpenter did it and I haven't seen it. Well, shit. Well, that's my bad then. That was just my blind spot.
Well, you need to watch it. It's a great movie.
Hell yeah, I will check out The Thing.
Both of them are great movies. That's another hot take. The Thing was not very popular, but I think it was very great. I'd say that's another hot take.
Interesting. All right, my friend. Have a good one. If you want to stick around, we're gonna find out what that news be doing.
All right, appreciate it.
Have a good one, bro.
Like one it and one back, one more click before we hit the set an alert when that shit goes live. Social fucking support and hit subscribe. Light one up and take a hit. He does no harm, but it takes no shit. He's the last one standing when the ship is sinking. Let's take another rip for Justin Freakin.
Light one up, tip one back. I'm Justin Freakin.
Not high enough for this shit.